Hello everyone. Earlier we saw the role of media in construction of gender. In this session we'll see about the impact of media in the development of our personality. Media has a great impact on kids because present day kids have umpteen types of media to manage, like television, movies, music videos, advertisements, and digital media, everything they have to manage. And the main thing about kids is they learn by watching others, and media greatly affect the way the children see gender. The children are likely to choose gender typed toys even before they are 4 years old, research says, and this leads to kind of closed minds among the kids. Considering the influence of media on adolescents, media is of prime importance for them to formulate ideas of romance and relationships, and they value and internalize the messages sent out by media. And if films and advertisements show boys ganging up and bullying other boys and girls, means they don't think it is something wrong. Even the middle-aged people are affected by the media, and men and women wish to have younger appearing body types, resulting in eating disorders and negative body image. And as per the dictates of media, these middle-aged people also dye hair to look younger, they lose weight to look attractive, and they suffer unnecessary surgery leading to disfigurement and even death. Media has its impact on older people as well. Older female characters are more underrepresented and more negatively portrayed in media than their male counterparts. Women are portrayed as thinner and younger, implying that their primary value lies in physical beauty, while men's does not. And positive, strong, older women characters on screen are very few in number. Media has its impact on men. Mainly it projects toxic masculinity. We have already seen about this. And the image of men presented in media is very harmful and aspirational. Younger generation, they would like to imitate the men on screen. Men are portrayed on screen as superior with power, strength, bravery, etc., who have the freedom to assert their dominance over women physically as well as intellectually. And this kind of presentation encourage boys and men to take risks and be aggressive. And another thing about media is media projects men as strong and powerful. So even healthy average men can't measure up to the hero on screen who beats up many at a time, and this results in a kind of a negative body image. They are not happy with their healthy bodies. They expect six packs and very strong body like that of men projected on media. Even on women, media has a very great impact, and media affects the way women make choices of what they eat, what they wear. Everything is dictated by media. And ideal female beauty projected by media is to be fit, young, and thin. So women are defined by their bodies and how men treat them, and they are shown in media as objects with no need to use the brain. Women are not projected as intellectual beings in the media. And we have the edited images of women on screen, which is very impossible for an average woman to mimic. Once again, like that of the men folk, women also lose their self-esteem, body image, and emotional well-being because of media projections of bodily image. Commercialization of women makes them lose their self-worth. So women are projected, objectified in media. That leads to loss of self-worth among women. And media projection of stereotypical men and women leads only to normalization of violence. Nobody considers violence against women as something abnormal. It seems to be a normal affair, like an everyday affair in life. And the very qualities women are encouraged to develop, media encourages women to develop certain qualities like beauty, passivity, powerlessness, and these contribute to their victimization in real life. And the qualities that media urges men to exemplify, like aggressiveness, dominance, and strength, these are characteristics linked to the abuse of women in real life. And we find that there is increase in sexual harassment, abuse, acts of violence against women. Everyday newspaper gives out many information on this. And researchers have found that rape is an aggressive act used to show power over another person. It's not that other person has a lot of sexual desire or anything like that. It is only an aggressive act used to show power over another person. So media has its impact on LGBT people as well. So LGBT people have to combat media discrimination every day, and they are rarely represented in children's media. So children get an idea that these transgender people don't belong to their society. And another, added to it, they are also negatively portrayed. They become targets of jokes and ridicule. And to overcome all this negative impact, we have to have positive role models in children's literature. And we have some attempts in the recent days. And in a children's book called Raven Wild, a reckless young boy transitions into a courageous young woman called Raven. And in another children's book called Promised Land, the universe that is presented here shows everyone to be equal, no matter what their gender is and what they look like or who they love. So these are all promising children's literature that are coming up to overcome the LGBT discrimination. And all these negative impacts we can overcome in the following ways. We will see one by one. First thing is, we have to break the stereotypes that are created by media. We have to understand the nature of media and its role in our lives. So we should not think that media is the ideal that is set for us. We have to understand why media is doing like that. The main motive of media is commercialization. So we have to understand its nature, and we have to give its role in our lives to that extent only. And we have to be conscious of the male perspective from which media looks. Media presents everything from a male perspective, and we have to try to adopt an oppositional gaze, not from the male gaze. And we have to be a critical participant of media and advertising rather than a passive recipient. So whatever media presents, we may not believe as such. We have to critically analyze before accepting anything. We have to think critically about the way gender is defined, and we have to be mindful of how media engage in commodification, and the edited images and messages of media distort reality. So this we have to realize. Media is not projecting reality as it is. Media is editing images, and it's also editing its messages, and then it's projecting, and so it projects unrealistic expectations on the part of the viewers. So we have to understand it, realize it, and we have to challenge some misleading advertisements. For example, we have an advertisement projected in media like this: the lady of the house doing all household work, forced to take a break due to backache, and husband offers to apply pain reliever. Instead, he could have shared the household chores instead of sitting and reading newspaper and watching TV. Media does not show it like that. So after applying the pain reliever, woman is back on her feet, catering once again to the orders and requests from all the family members. So this kind of media presentation shows women to be docile and subservient by nature, and we have to ensure that women are not projected in such a poor light. And whatever we read, we have to read critically. So the print media we have to be conscious of. We have to question the hidden stereotypical gender assumptions that are given in print media. We should not accept everything that is provided to us in the form of books. We have to access stories that challenge gender stereotyping. For example, we have the fractured fairy tales. So earlier we saw how fairy tales are projecting gender stereotypical images, and these fractured fairy tales are non-traditional fairy tales with a twist. So we can read such books, and we have to expand our understanding of gender beyond the binary, so that transgender and other people also will be included in our vision. And we have to reimagine stories with critical thought. So in our imagination we can think differently. For example, what Rosalind of Shakespeare's As You Like It would have done in the place of Desdemona in Othello. Would she have died, or things would have been different? We can analyze for ourselves. So creative writing also plays an important role in breaking these gender stereotypes. As a community, we have to stand up against the stereotypes presented in media, and we have to use creative forms of expression to fight against the harmful media messages. We can challenge them, and another way is we can rewrite fairy tales by changing the gender of the main character. For example, we can think of, what if Sleeping Beauty was a boy? What would have happened? We can think and write like that. And main thing we have to consider for all this stereotyping is the mainstream media is controlled by men. So in all the media we see only the perspective of men projected. So there is scarcity of women and transgender people in charge of media. So more and more of women and transgender people should take up charge of media, then only this kind of a lopsided perspective will change. Research shows that only 5% of TV writers, executives and producers are women, and most women journalists, they face gender based harassment online and offline, and these threats push them out of the already male dominated sector. So even if those women journalists who would like to enter the male dominated sector, they are pushed out because of gender harassment. And if more women and transgender had positions of authority at executive levels, they should not have it in ordinary levels, they should have it in executive levels, media would offer more positive portrayals of people of all gender. So to conclude, our personality is in our hands. Thank you.